So this is going to be module 17B, and we're going to talk specifically about vision. And you can see we're right here in the vision section. So this is a very brief introduction part of the vision piece in Hoshin Kanri. So I'm going to try to share some of my experiences in helping people see into the future. What we're really trying to do is build an operating philosophy for the organization. And the operating philosophy consists of the vision, mission, and set of values that are important. And then we want to get commitment to all those things. So if we haven't defined our vision and we haven't set our mission, and we haven't decided what are the important values that we're going to allow to drive our behavior to achieve that vision, then we don't really have a plan. We're just kind of flopping around. It all fits here within this foundation block of the LeaderSights framework that we went through earlier. In the dynamics piece, we're specifically talking about leadership and leadership development, and it's that vision, values, commitment, and discipline that we really want to emphasize to bring through this, with this in particular, focusing on vision. Where do you want to be in the future? Before we get too far, let's just examine a quick definition of leadership. This is a definition of servant leadership from James Hunter's book, The Most Powerful Leadership Principle in the World, How to Be a Servant Leader. So you can see its leadership is the set of skills of influencing people to work enthusiastically toward goals identified as being for the common good with character that inspires confidence. So we have a skill set, skills of influencing, that are going to motivate people to work enthusiastically, not just ho-hum coming along. But they only do that if the goals we set with them and for them and by them sometimes, if they recognize those goals as benefiting the common good, then they're going to be much more motivated about it. But then the character of the leader really comes in as well, because that character has to inspire confidence. And in the next module, I'm going to really hone in on why this inspiration of confidence is so important. You've seen things like this before. This is the typical hierarchy of any organization, with the senior leadership up at the top, the apex of the pyramid, and the customer contact value creation folks at the bottom. And we often just casually kind of say, we're going to work up the organization. So this is kind of set in the minds of everybody who does business. But in this case, power flows down from the top. And when power flows down, the attention of everybody below that apex is really focused up to figure out, well, what do I need to do to achieve that next promotion, to take that next big step, to stay out of trouble? What do I have to do? The problem is those customer contact folks at the bottom in this one are closest to the customers. And if our attention is directed upwards to senior leadership, who's focused on the customer? So our goal is to kind of flip that pyramid upside down. We want customers on top, with our first line folks, the value creating people, right up there working with them. Their supervisors, group leaders, managers, directors, VPs, and the senior executives are actually down at the bottom, providing all the resources that we need to support everybody who's supported customers. So you see the attention going up, and leaders who behave this way benefit from the authority given to them by the people in the organization. So we'll talk a little bit about power and authority and the differences, subtle as they may be, in the next module as well. It all starts with a goal, and a goal is defined as the end to which effort is directed. So we got to think through, what do you want to become as an organization? We've got strategic goals that might involve business transformation, breakthrough objectives, an actual Hoshin itself, or an annual performance initiative. And then we've got tactical goals that are monthly maybe, or campaign specific targets. Plus we got daily output, specific things that we've got to do day to day and hour by hour. Those are going to be our tactical goals. So we want to answer these 4 questions. Where do you want to go? What actions will get you there? What are the acceptable behaviors that we'll put up with in order to get there? And then how do you want to lead? Pretty simple. When we do a little magic here, we'll morph these into the vision, mission, values, and commitment. So the vision is going to paint the picture of our strategic objective. And the mission tells people what we do every day to take steps toward achieving that vision. The values, that's really our true north. That's a lot of people confuse true north thinking that that's the direction you want to go, but that's not. True north is the reference point that we check our behavior against to make sure we stay on course. It's just like when you're navigating around the world. True north is where the North Star is located. The North Star is fixed in the sky, and since the dawn of time, people have used that North Star to say, I want to make sure I keep that North Star right there in this particular vision, no matter whatever other direction I'm going. And if I can keep the North Star in this particular spot, I know I'm always going to be on course and I'm going to get where I need to go. So the true north is that really foundation, supportive, deep-rooted connection to what's really most important. And that's really what values are all about. So we want to use those values to direct, to guide our pursuit of our vision. And then we want everybody to be committed to this. And discipline in this case refers to sticking to it. And really, we go back to that learning basis of disciple. How do we focus on learning, and how do we stick to it? How do we take a step, and whether we fail or succeed, what did we learn from that step? And then take the next one. Definition of vision, your image of what you want your workplace to look like and become in the future. And it has two key purposes for people. One is it directs action. A good vision statement motivates people to do something, to take those steps. But it also serves to give people hope, especially when times are bad. If the economy is going down and people are leaving, kind of like we are in 2022, this vision says, hey, we're going to be around and this is how we're going to act. This is what we're going to become. We're going to be here forever. You've got a place to go with us. You got a reason to stick around. And it offers hope to people that you're going to be around and take care of them for the foreseeable future. So if it's what you want to become, it might also include a key goal that you want to reach. We're going to call that a BHAG, which is a big, hairy, audacious goal, which is a term that came from Jim Collins from his book, Built to Last. The mission is what you do every day to reach the vision. So if I do my mission every day, one of these days I'm going to reach that vision. So here's an example. This is from a few years back, but at the core of NASA's future space exploration is a return to the moon where we will build a sustainable long-term human presence. That was their stated vision. That was their BHAG, a sustainable presence on the moon. But their mission is every day we're going to pioneer the future in space exploration, scientific discovery, and aeronautics research. Now, these two websites are gone, and I haven't gone back recently to check on these, but these really give you some contrast about the vision is that picture in the future. What do you want to see at the end of this? And then the mission is, what are you going to do every day to get there? Here's my vision from my personal and kind of professional standpoint. I want to live in a world full of people who enjoy their work. And I want that work to elevate them out of poverty and allow them to contribute to uplifting humanity. I like to add some clarity though, so I want to focus on what do you mean when I say enjoy their work? That means that they report high levels of satisfaction on any kind of collective satisfaction survey they do. Elevate them out of poverty requires that employers pay fair living wages to people, and so the working people can improve their living conditions. But that's not enough, because I want them to be able to contribute to uplifting the rest of humanity. So they've got to be able to take care of their own needs and then be able to help others out on that journey out of poverty. Now, to get there, my mission is really focused on teaching leaders how to act and how to create lean systems that are going to obliterate obstacles, accelerate innovation, and elevate performance. How does this tie with the poverty thing? Well, I want to teach leaders how to create more successful businesses so that they can have more success and they can grow and they can hire more people and pay better wages and offer better benefits and uplift humanity. We're going to do that by destroying problems. When we find a problem, we're going to obliterate that problem with a logical, focused problem-solving methodology. We're going to accelerate innovation by getting everybody engaged in innovation and finding new ways to do things and sharing those ideas. And then we're going to elevate performance by measuring and setting the right kind of goals and allowing people to step through those performance gates so that they can see that every day they're getting a little bit better and they take pride in the challenges that they achieve. Problem-solving systems, employee engagement systems, and visual management systems. And those are the three key things that I teach people how to do. Okay, so let's talk about a big, hairy, audacious goal. Okay. These might be breakthrough strategies. If we put them on the Hoshin plan, you'll see that when we talk about the X matrix. It's got to be something the entire organization can grasp, understand, and pursue. And everyone needs to know that what they do contributes to achieving the BHAG. So we've got to define work and then tie that to that BHAG. So if you do this at one particular level in the organization, we know we're taking one step closer to that BHAG. So remember that sustainable presence on the moon, it could be somebody saying we want to be carbon neutral by 2030, or Ford saying we want to be all electric vehicles by 2040. Those are pretty big, those are pretty hairy, those are pretty audacious. Might not know how to get there right now, but every day we're going to work toward getting there. Then we want to cascade these goals through the organization. So it starts with the vision, mission, and values, cascades to strategic goals, then operational goals, and then key performance indicators. And we'll talk about those coming up next.